Hello, hi. It is a lot louder than normal. Hi, hey, hello, hi. Playing some Tetris 99, cause why not? Cause why not? Okay? It's Wednesday, anything can happen, but I figured why not let the normal happen, which is some Tetris 99. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, as long as you do. And hello. Felix, always past tense, hi. Lovely to see you. And if you're already gone, I don't really blame you. What do I provide when playing Tetris? A lot of noises, frustration, confusion, agitation, and a lot of losses. But you know, I'd like to provide some entertainment. Will I? Time will tell. Anyway, how is everybody? How's everybody doing this Wednesday? I have done no preparation games, by the way. This is going in cold. Well, that was bad. That was bad. Oh boy. I mean, anybody could tell I did no prep games. What is this? What is this garbage? What am I even doing? You know what I'm doing? Sucking. A whole bunch. It's alright. And then I think I detected some wordplay on Felix's part that I cannot see yet, because I'm currently being attacked by some ruthless ragamuffins who want to come at me real hard in this game. I wonder why. What did I do to them? I don't even know them. I did absolutely nothing to warrant such brutality. And it's already over. So how's work? Work is all right. It's not bad. I don't like to discuss the minutia of what I do on stream, mostly because I want to separate those worlds. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, it's already over. It's over. We didn't even crack 50. We didn't even crack 50 on the first game. Means I'm rusty. I got sand in the gears. Work's all right. Past tense, it's all right. How is work searching? My TV just refreshed. I use my TV as a second monitor. How's the professional milk taster? We all know. We know. It's going. Well, you know, something's around that corner. We don't know where the corner is. We don't know when the corner will arrive, but eventually we'll be around that corner and celebrating. I am not a professional milk tester. And I don't think that job would be as cool as it sounds. Because that means you're testing a lot of bad milk, too. You're testing a lot of the milk that people shouldn't be drinking. Because how do we know if people should be drinking it unless we test it? Well, it sounds like a dream. Same thing like video game tester. Everybody's like, oh, that's probably so fun. It's like, is it though? Like, is it? Like, let's be reals. You'd be like Napoleon Dynamite. Well, that's not a comparison I'd like to entertain. Looking like a character who's notoriously, for lack of a better word, gangly. Entertaining because of his awkwardness. It's not exactly a comparison I'd love to keep. Remember the scene where he tastes the milk? Oh, I remember. I've been getting a lot of Napoleon Dynamite related memes lately. Was there like a special edition that came out and the algorithms are just pumping out some stuff for us? Because it's like, I haven't thought about Napoleon Dynamite in forever. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing it all the time. You would have so many stomach infections, you would look like an alien ecosystem. Unless my gut is just that strong, it can withstand whatever you throw at it. I have the John Wick of guts. Gut Wick. I was trying to come up with a pun for Baba Yaga, including the stomach, and I can't. Tummy Yaga, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Especially when some of my brain cells are going towards this game currently. Oh. The moment you forgot what you saved. The moment you forgot what you saved in the hold. Oh, well, that was just a big ol' dump on my own game. Why did I do that? That was dumb. That was dumb of you. I'm gonna lose this game through my own stupidity. I cannot look at the chat because I am in... At least I got better than 50, eh? No. 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 Stop it. Stop attacking me with your words. And by words, I mean your tetriminos. And your lines. They really wanted me dead, didn't they? Okay, there we go. Fighting back a little bit. Just a little bit here and a little bit there. And I missed it, and I missed it like a dummy. Is that about Alka-Seltzer? Probably about the gut infections we were talking about earlier. Why did I even... What was the purpose of that? What were you even thinking? What are you even thinking here, bud? I like to think I'm good at damage control, but it really just looks like I'm good at sucking at Tetris. We can't take that clip out of context, except you 100% can. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of fun. I did too many rotations, and now I'm pretty upset with the outcome. But hey, it all worked out. Look at me now. We're down to 20. Okay, okay. Now there's something about bottles. Something about society being dragged down is like some real... Seems like some real interesting things might be going on in the chat, and I am missing it. For the mistress of Tetris. No, that was the wrong one. You dirty... Gosh, we can do a top 10? Well, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, you jerk. I mean, I'm using this controller because I was always told, and by always told, I mean told by one person, that using this controller would be better for the situation. And yet, I find myself making tons of mistakes. A literal ton. Oh, Seto's on. Another stream that you could watch. Seto Snoo Plays. I don't think you'll switch over to there, because frankly, if you would rather watch him, you'd already go and watch him right now. Number 4. Number 4, not even on the podium, but you know what? That's a lot better than barely cracking 60. I got some Bottle Logic Seltzer I'm nursing. Baba Yagut. That's what I should have said, Felix. You're out here killing it. If seltzer that makes you more logical, they do indeed. Good to know. Society isn't being dragged down by many primitive and superstitious bottle beliefs. Well, you know, as a society, we really need to move on from our closely held beliefs in bottles and their powers. Because we really, you know, we thought we've moved on from them, but people are clinging to those books. They're clinging to those beliefs in bottles that are just not true. You know, that they were talking about how bottles with nipples cannot cohabitate or participate in carnal actions with other bottles that have nipples. They believe that, you know, that's an abomination under bottle god. And really, what is that based on? And a lot of people think it's just mistranslated. But people really hold on to their beliefs. And, you know, I think it's secretly because they know that they already don't mix those bottles up. So they're like, well, that's something we definitely can do. All the pride and the hatred and the anger, we want to keep those things. But we want to frame it using these old bottle scriptures in a way that makes it seem like we're still righteous when really part of the problem. Unfortunately, they don't go to things like therapy to learn about those biases and how they are using the very things that they should be railing against as a way to cope and to excuse themselves from the very things they're trying to prevent. They say all we need to do is pray to the bottle. But really, they need to listen to the bottles. They need to pay attention to the bottles in their own family. Because they wouldn't even say half the things they've said if they realized that there are people who they love and are close to. And sometimes they would, because they're that blinded by their dogmatic belief in bottles. If you have no idea what I'm doing here, that's fine. Just watch the Tetris. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure myself. I just talk to hear myself talk. To fill the silence in my own brain. Because if I don't fill that silence, then my brain starts talking to me. And some people call that mental illness. Some would call it a superpower. Moon Knight, now on Disney Plus, I think. I don't know, I haven't watched it. I just know it's about a dude who's like multiple personalities, but he's like a superhero. But he was quickly forgotten because they had to come out with another Disney Plus show, like as soon as possible. Another Disney Plus show I have not watched. And don't think that I'm just a anti-Marvel snob. I'm not watching the Star Wars ones either. More to do with time than actual dislike. Lack of interest and lack of time. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Now we're doing alright. We're doing alright. Let's make something here. You know, let's make a little something. Make a little something something. Damn, that got real. That makes sense. Well, there's one thing that I'm sure people want to tune into a Tetris stream about. It's trenchant commentary on the political takeover. I don't know. The politics of the Christian faith and homosexuality and, you know. If you couldn't tell, that's what I was talking about. It's fine. It makes sense. The bottle beliefs would be a subject that a milk enthusiast is passionate about. That's right. I do enjoy myself a tall glass of milk on occasion. With meals. And by itself. Sometimes with chocolate, sometimes without. Because a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, well, I'll do a milk and cookies. I'll do a milk and cookies situation. Where the milk is merely the sidekick to the dessert of the cookie or the snack of the cookies. Or maybe a brownie or some type of chocolatey treat. And I'm telling you, you know, that Robin could become a Nightwing if you let it. But all your weird hang-ups about drinking milk is preventing you from enjoying a tasty, tasty beverage. So I want you to think about that as you go into your day. I want you to think about what in the hell? What in the hell? I'm gonna get my other controller because what in the world was that shit? Tell you what that was. Trash. Absolute trash. Boink. Shkadoink. Hey, there's nothing to talk about in regards to the chat. You just gotta make something up. It's one of those situations where I can't really read what you wrote, but I thought I read what you wrote, but maybe I just don't understand what you wrote. But I won't know for sure until I get back and read it. Oh, Schninkies. Sweet. Okay, there. Skadoink. Skadoonkaroo. Yes, I think about which comic book character Milk most resembles. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Are we almost ending that that huge trend? I mean, Disney doesn't think so. Disney's gonna run it until it makes absolutely no money. But is the if the lack of success comes to James Gunn's movies, maybe we'll all have learned that maybe, you know what, maybe we just need to slow down. Slow down. Make some other stuff. But I was gonna go somewhere with that, and then I lost it as soon as I got distracted by something in the Tetris game. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I think the new thing's gonna be video game adaptations. I think The Last of Us and Sonic and the Super Mario Brothers movie, I think it shook the tree a little bit. And so now everybody's looking at what type of hot video game property can we get our hands in and make some type of green off of. And I haven't seen the Super Mario Brothers movie, but it wasn't getting like absolute trash reviews as far as I knew. But I haven't been paying attention. For all I know, reviews have been consistently trash. But if it does get decent reviews and made a ton of money, then I think we're gonna start hearing about every single video game property that could exist being bought up by somebody. Everything. Every single video game that has even a lick of possible popularity. And, you know, hopefully we get some good ones. I think we're going to get some stinkers, but, I mean, hopefully we get a couple good ones. And hopefully a couple of those good ones are the adaptations of games I'd like to see, because I'm selfish. Need a proper Mega Man movie. Yeah, that'd be dope. That's the other thing. Like, is it gonna be, are we gonna put it in those boxes of these ones? This is obviously a game for adults, aka The Last of Us, and this game is for the kiddies. Because if so, then the budgets and what's gonna be cool for different studios to do is gonna change dramatically, and then that's gonna be an interesting thing. Because we could have had an R-rated BioShock movie made by Guillermo del Toro and Gore Verbinski. We could have had that. We could have existed in that universe. And for all I know, that movie could have been the shit. But I don't know. I don't know about that adaptation. I think it's going to be possibly bad. And then I'm going to have to watch it and point out why it's bad. In an internet video that nobody watches. Not saying anybody who watches it is nobody. I'm just talking about in the grand scheme of the internet. Oh my lordy. Well, we've already failed here. Because even if we get that, no, maybe not. Oh my lordy. Yeah, it's over. Apparently people like it. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. A proper Mega Man game would be dope. I agree with that. And here's the thing about the BioShock adaptation. A bunch of different people say they want to do a BioShock adaptation. And like every single one of them, it's kind of like a constant state of like, and no fucking way. Like, the guy who wrote the newest Mortal Kombat movie was like, I want to make a horror movie based on BioShock. And it was like, hey, you should learn how to make movies that work. Because that Mortal Kombat movie is not a movie. It's, like, kind of shitty. And John Carpenter wants to do Dead Space. And that could be great or bad. Because John Carpenter has some of the greatest horror movies, period. Like, John Carpenter has some of the best horror movies, period. He also has some of the dumbest, shittiest movies, period. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You could go either way. Jack Black made a comment about how there should be an adaptation of Red Dead Redemption. And it was like, yes, there should, but it should be taken pretty darn seriously if you want it to be good. But I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything about making movies. There's a few things about watching them. Yeah, it'd also be something, because I did recently, I don't think I'm going to do a review of it, so I'll talk about it. I did recently watch the Thing movie that was made in like 2011. That's based on John Carpenter's The Thing. But different, and I don't want to be spoilery about why, but... And I'm not even going to say it was bad. I just think it's kind of bad in comparison to the original Thing, which is basically perfect. Like, it's kind of a bummer, because it's like, why would you even try, dude? Like, why would you even try? Like, the first Thing works so well, and what, I'm just gonna lose this one immediately, I guess? Okay, what the hell happened here? What the hell? Did I insult all of your mothers in this game? The one that was a prequel, yes. Jack Black wants Nacho Libre made into a game. I mean, that would probably be a decent game. And I just spitballed the idea of making a luchador game, but more like the Wang. What? But yeah, that prequel, The Thing. One of the reasons it doesn't have that same punch is because the original Thing did a lot of practical effects with really fucked up looking shit. And then this movie was like, well, we can just make fucked up looking shit in computers. And it's like, yeah, you could, but then I know it's just made in computers. But when people are turning into spider things in front of your eyes and it looks like it's like in the same world as the person next to it, that's a little that's effective. That's effective storytelling. So yeah, that was just my thought on the new Thing, which is on Netflix currently, which is why a lot of people, according to an article that probably wasn't written by Netflix, a couple people are revisiting. But if you just make Dead Space with like just a bunch of dark computer-generated graphics, it's like, okay, cool, another one of these. Oh, you're talking about the Norwegian thing? That is one thing that remake, that prequel to The Thing does that, like, I guess you couldn't do without making the prequel to The Thing. It humanizes the guy at the very beginning of The Thing. Because, like, I don't know if you've seen it past tense, and I don't want to ruin it if you care, but The Thing that came out in 2011 is the prequel about the original team that discovered The Thing before it went to Kurt Russell's team. So it ends with the beginning of the original Thing the Thing from the 80s, because that's also based on a movie that came out in the 50s. Nothing is original. We're all taking the same ideas. But because that prequel is based on that team, you meet that guy who is shouting at the Americans, "Don't trust the dog." And it really sucks because that dude is a badass in that fucking movie. And he survives a lot of shit. And then it's the beginning of the thing and you're like, oh no. He's gonna die. Like, he survived all that and he just wants to prevent it from spreading and hurting other people. And because those Americans don't know Norwegian, they gonna die. What's up, Squirtle? Oh, what's cracking? We're talking about The Thing. John Carpenter's and 2011's The Thing. Yeah, I mentioned that, right? His movie is based on a 1950s movie. Well, and a short story. Kind of like I Am Legend. Kind of like any movie that anyone likes ever. It's based on something that's already happened. Because there's no more original ideas. Not completely true, just mostly true. Also, what's up, Squirtle? What's happening? Damn, that's young. I was pretty sheltered as a kid when it came to any entertainment that might be scurry. But I had always heard how great The Thing was, and it was finally on a streaming service. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch The Thing. I'm gonna do it. And when I did, oh damn! I was like, this is a good movie. And it's always refreshing to see a good movie. Well, period. But it's always refreshing to see a good movie from like a time period that that just because of the time period it has to look different than movies that you're watching now. Where like The Thing has that kind of that rough around the edges look of the 80s. But like the tension is still so good and the effects that they use are so good. And the whole point of the movie, because I'm like, okay, so we're gonna just deal with body horror stuff, like I can deal with that. But then when you get into like the minutia of like the themes of why it's really dark and how it plays into, you know, the Cold War and being worried about spies, and it just works on so many levels in so many different ways. So it's like The Thing just rules. The Thing just rules. And like we're talking about John Carpenter, he wants to do Dead Space. Like, he did make Halloween. And the first Halloween, there's a reason why there's 1,000 sequels to it. The first Halloween is so good. It holds up so well. And it's so effective with not doing a whole lot. But it just works on every level in weird, weird ways. So it's like John Carpenter can do it. But John Carpenter also made Ghosts of Mars, which is horrible. And he also made Escape from New York, which is rad, but he also made Escape from LA, which is bad. Like he has like a real swing in terms of quality. Oh, beat me to it. But anyway. Movies. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I saw that Charlie Day has a trailer out for the movie he wrote and directed, which looks like it might be pretty darn funny, from what little I've seen. I know that Ari Aster put out a trailer for his movie, which I think is Beau is Afraid, which is going to be dope as hell, because that dude makes messed up fun stuff. It's a good time for movies, even if people tell you it isn't. A24 released a trailer for a really messed up horror movie that people are saying is downright delicious. It's just good stuff. Not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I'm going to lose this game because I just can't get it down. Can't get it down. I carried my soccer team to another W and have a straight A's now. That's the only things that have happened. I mean, those are pretty decent things, Squirtle. Those are pretty decent things. Straight A's. Straight A's is the, you know, is the on your way to a promotion of school. And carrying your team to another W is, you know, exactly what it is, to be honest with you. What was your very dumb Carpenter movie you talked about that was actually set in space? It was Ghosts of Mars. It's... Oh, yeah, sorry. What are some other games you want to see adapted then? I think the Infamous games... the Infamous games could be dope. Just the first two. I don't think that third one or its DLCs would be very good. I think Red Dead Redemption, obviously, but I think that should be made into a television show, and it should go on for like 9 years. Even though I don't think it would ever get made because of the stigma about it, the video game Bully would actually be pretty dope if someone had the nuts to make it. It's basically, I'm sure it's basically impossible to get that passed by anybody, but a story about what it's like to be a kid in situations that kids do get up to, that a lot of adults pretend don't happen because they forgot what life was like as a kid. Red Dead as a TV show would be amazing. And it could go many different places. Because, I mean, you can do Arthur's story, but then you could also do side stuff with the other characters. You can get into Landon Ricketts a little bit. Hopefully it'll spur enough... What was that? That is not what I wanted at all. It would spur enough interest in it to maybe get Rockstar into making another one because it was so dope. Other video games. Because I'm trying to think of like games that aren't licensed. Because I was thinking about like the games that I've sunk many hours into, and it's like Star Wars Battlefront, which they're never gonna make a Star Wars Battlefront game. They're too busy making Mandalorian and more of the same Star Wars shit. Oh, what about Andor? Not watching it. But I do think that a Star Wars story that's just about people fighting, like a war movie about Star Wars, like, what a novel idea. A war movie about Star Wars. I think that would be next level dope. I'm trying, and I did play a shit ton of Kingdom Hearts back in the day, not recently, but I think they already talked about making a Twisted Metal game movie, which is odd. I do think that a Hitman game would be good if it was made right. Like, I haven't even seen the Hitman games that are out, or Hitman movies that are out. But what little I have seen of Hitman, I'm like, this seems like you could do it if you treated it, like, seriously. Which I'm sure the people who made it treated it seriously, but maybe the budget didn't, maybe studio didn't. There are 2 Hitman movies and they're both dreadful. That's what I hear. I do want to watch them myself because, like I said, I love good movies. I love bad movies. Wow, I see a lot of text up in there, which one is played by Timothy Oliphant, and the other one, he's the... What? Wait, really? That seems like day one shit of what not to do. Because that's just confusing. Because they're completely separate movies, right? Kingdom Hearts is the shit, dude. I don't know. I'm starting to think that I got wrapped up in the Kingdom Hearts of it all. And I just don't have the time to go back and replay it to confirm my suspicions, but just thinking about that story makes my brain hurt. However, I'm seeing your... Ended up making more merch of Kingdom Hearts than some of their amazing movies. Well, what sucks is like they obviously have this like thing where they're like, oh, we're gonna make a Kingdom Hearts. Okay, well, they're obviously not gonna go to places that don't make money. But it's like, what made money recently? Pixar and the weird Disney movies that look like they were trying to rip off Pixar. So that's all that was in Kingdom Hearts 3, it seemed. But like, I feel like if you want to take a risk that might pay out extremely, do Kingdom Hearts with all of those movies that have like a weird cult following, because the people are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts that are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts. That's not even a question. But if you show them like a Treasure Planet one, or Bolt, or one of the other movies that didn't do well, like, they might go, what is this again? And then check out your movie, you're making money. Because then they have to check out that old movie. Maybe they look into it. Maybe they get it on Blu-ray. But instead they're like, nope, let's have them play Let It Go again. Because we haven't heard it a million fucking times in popular culture for the last 15 fucking years. But also, I mean, because I didn't play through Kingdom Hearts 3, I started playing it and then I got frustrated. It was on stream. You can see it here. But, well, not here on the YouTubes, which is linked down below somewhere, I'm pretty sure. They had a shit ton of Kingdom Hearts merch. Because they want to make that money, man! Oh wow, it is fast. But yeah, didn't they... Disneyland, not recently, because I remember the video I saw was not recent. They started doing walk-around characters at Disneyland that were Kingdom Hearts dressed. And I was like, yep, I would have been excited about that many years ago. Not now. No. 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 Come on. People could join the Discord server and see every stream they have missed if they want to catch up. That's true. They could. They could do that, Squirtle. So for Halloween they had Goofy and Donald, I think. I thought, didn't they also have Mickey? They whore out Mickey into any outfit. Like Mickey has 8,000 jobs, and sometimes he's in black and white. Like they'll dress Mickey up in anything for people to take pictures and to charge for them. I would have loved Kingdom Hearts as a kid, but I never owned a console. It was a fun game. I remember really getting annoyed because it's essentially Final Fantasy mixed with Disney movies. And I remember being like, oh, Final Fantasy. I get it. I get it. These kids and the magic and the big old swords that they couldn't carry. And the this and that. Let's get to the good shit. Let's get to Hercules. Let's get to the oh my gosh, what was even in the first one? Because I know Nightmare Before Christmas was in the second one, pretty sure. It just wasn't my style. It wasn't my style. Disney was kind of my style. The Final Fantasy was not. Was the first Land? Isn't Hercules in all of them? I remember seeing a review of somebody who played Kingdom Hearts 3 and had never played the other ones. And he's like, he was like, Hercules is an interesting addition. Like, I don't think anybody of this age group that is really into Disney right now probably knows about Hercules. I'm only remembering the ones in the second one. I think the second one was just more memorable to me. Also, by the way, I don't know if anyone has noticed, I have increased the payment for a stand-up and stretch, so it is not so easy to do anymore. Maybe it didn't go into effect this stream, but it will be going into effect very soon. Some have been spamming it at inopportune times. And I like that. Put a stop to it. Put the foot down. Put the foot down next to the hammer. And I have decreed that it is not going to be that cheap to get me to stand up and stretch anymore. And if you got a problem with it, hey, too bad. Okay? I am the judge, jury, and executioner. I am the Judge Dredd of this stream. Yeah, I know it doesn't even matter, but it's only regulars around here. Anyways, what else? What to talk about? Movie games. Or game movies. They're gonna keep happening. HBO Max is officially changing its name to just Max. And is also said that they're going to reboot all of the Harry Potter movies, which, who cares? Who cares, because obviously they're gonna do that. What else do they have? They tried to make other Harry Potter properties, and it failed. So they'll make the ones they know will make money. Oof, that's cruel timing. I'm just bummed, because I feel like there's a lot of potential in that Harry Potter IP that they're kind of squandering on just rebooting a series that's beloved, but what do I know? Also, is it Warner Brothers? Somebody's going to be rebooting all of the Lord of the Rings movies again. Which that seems like a truly terrible idea. Because in hindsight, I think we could all admit that while you may love the Harry Potter movies, they're not great. You got a couple gems in there, but they're not, you know, classic cinema. So it's not really like the end of the world. But Lord of the Rings movies were like a triumph of a singular vision that probably will not be made again and cannot be made the same way again. And you're just tempting. But then again, of course, you know, the nerds will still watch it just to complain about it. Still doesn't seem like a good idea to me. But hey, they need to make that money. How do you make that money? Oh, dear lordy. Oh, dear lordy, 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 lord. Oh, gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. Ow. I got it all the way down. You a-holes. Stop it! You guys really want me gone, eh? They really want me out of here. Come on. What in the H, guys? Why is everybody coming after me? Come on. Let's at least get to top 10 so we can feel decent about that. There we go. Top 10. That was bad. That was so bad. No. Whoever setting themselves up to be compared to Peter Jackson is going to be eviscerated. I left my Sprite in the freezer for too long. Son of a bee. Alright. It's been a while since you played Tetris 99. It's never a bad time to get up on that Tetris 99 horse, because Tetris 99 will always be there for you. It's dependable. It's fun. It always brings good feelings, even when you lose consistently. Even when you lose consistently. Yeah. Lord of the Rings. Why reboot it? Why try? Go back and do The Hobbit again. Because that sucked. First off, it was overlong. It seemed like we were covering a lot of shit that wasn't necessary. So, you know, do that. Lord of the Rings. I brought the heat and then kept it there. That's also like, I've been hearing for a while that The Rock, you know, Dwayne Johnson, plans to do a remake of Big Trouble in Little China. Which I think, was that John Carpenter too? Because that movie also rules. And it rules because of how weird it is. And how it just kind of like, it doesn't apologize for its weirdness. It just goes, hey, here it is. Is it weird? Good. You're still gonna watch it, and then you do, and you like it. Like, I remember hearing that, and it's like, why? That is just, that you're just going to make a bad movie at that point. Oh man, oh, if Squirtle gets in, that means there might be some games where Squirtle and I are in together. And we'll become bitter rivals on the battlefield of Tetris. I think I told this story, but hey, who cares? We I've been saying we tell the same stories all the time, and we pay for them. But I came in when my roommate... I got my ass whooped. Hey man, I had a really bad game earlier where I finished in like 90th. Because I don't know what the hell happened. I was just... Everybody was after me. But I came in... And my roommate was watching The Hobbit. Because they had never seen him. And I had come in like 30 to 40 minutes in to the movie. So we watched that one, and then later in the week we watched the second one, and then we watched the third one. And I said, oh man, I'm going to have to go back and watch the first 20 minutes. And they're like, you really don't have to. And I was like, it's not even that I want to. It's like this weird obsessive compulsive thing where it's like, I'm not going to be able to be comfortable until I've seen the entire movie. So I went to HBO Max where it was, and that specific Hobbit was not on the streaming service anymore. And I was pissed. And I was like, well, what the hell? I'm not gonna rent this thing. And I just kind of like pissed and moan in impotent rage for a while. And then it came back, And I watched it and was like, you know what? You were right. I didn't need to watch that 20 minutes. It's nothing. It wasn't even 20. It was like 40 minutes. That 40 minutes is nothing. That 40 minutes is Bilbo hanging out, and Gandalf comes by and is like, hey, you still live here? And he's like, yeah. He's like, cool. And then all of a sudden, all these dwarves show up and piss him off. And then they like start on an adventure. And that's all I missed. That's all I missed. I didn't miss anything of value. And I was so annoyed. I was like, it's 40 minutes. Surely I missed something of value. Nope. And no, sir. Nothing of value. Like 8 when my parents made me read Lord of the Rings. Oh, I don't like reading them. I watched the movies and kind of dug it. And I was like, I should probably read these things. And then I read them and I was like, how do you get these great movies out of this book? Because the book, to me, kind of boring. Movies, very engaging. Very cool. And the books, I was like, what are we doing? It's good to be... Never would have been able to read it. The only time I find it hard to read is if what I'm reading is exceptionally boring. Or something I have no interest in. Like, I always thought, I was like, oh, I hate reading because of school, because we were reading shit I had no interest in. Then the second I got my hands on stuff that was actually awesome, I was like, I'll read fucking anything that's like this shit. The Percy Jackson movies were kind of ass. Yeah, I heard those were bad. Also, that there was that show Artemis Fowl, I think it was called. I remember, like, because I guess it was based on a book, and the fans hated it. And I'm like, it sucks if, like, you come out with something. If you're gonna come out with something with some brand recognition, and that brand is a book, the only people you should really consider yourself, like, in service to are people who really like the book. Because, like, it's going to be hard, unless you're a Peter Jackson, to come out with something that converts people to want to read a book. So, if you don't service the material, then you just lost a whole bunch of people. Artemis Fowl's books are amazing. Was amazing. It's kind of crazy. Cause like, I mean, it was really Harry Potter's doing, right? That book was good for one read. I wouldn't read it again though. Book establishes that he's a shut-in who spends his days plotting crimes in front of a computer. The movie opens with him surfing. God, that's awesome. Fucking, I love it. Movies like that are so deaf to the character that they're based on make me so happy. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. It opens with him surfing. See, I feel like that's coming down the pike for my... it's not mine. I don't have ownership. I just want to see it. For that BioShock movie. I feel like that movie's going to start, and then something's going to happen that's going to go like, well, I guess we're buckled in for trash. Like, I don't even know what it is. Because a lot of people are like, oh man, those big daddies, it's gonna be they're so big and scary, and it's like they're not. It's not that they're just supposed to be scary. Yes, they're supposed to represent the city as a whole and the crumbling of humanity and the dehumanization of the population for this chemical arms race due to science and progress run rampant without any regulation or any consideration for the human beings behind it. Oh, I got a lot of people coming in this one. Whoopsie daisy. What's a password match? I believe that is a match where you can basically set up a game with multiple people privately, but I don't think it'll only fill out whoever knows the password, and then the rest are bots. So it really kind of sucks if it's just 2 or 3 people, because it won't fill it in with other actual players. It'll just fill it in with bots that are kind of ass. And then it just comes down to those 2 players at the end. I think I played that once with Oops quite a long time ago. I get a KO with all you people targeting me. How's that even possible? Like, that's crazy. I'm trying to think of more movies that kind of miss the entire point. Oh, that's kind of like how in the first Judge Dredd movie, like Judge Dredd, I've never read the comics, and it's honestly something I didn't care about because I didn't even know, but it is hilarious when you find out in hindsight. The first Judge Dredd movie, like, Sylvester Stallone takes off his helmet like within the first 10 minutes of the movie, and Judge Dredd has like never taken off his helmet in the entire run of the comic book. It's like, that's just hilarious. Like, one of those things of just like, well, we got to show the guy's face. It's Hollywood, baby. Well, we're gonna do a whole movie, not show the star's face? What, are you crazy? I was like, well, that's kind of the point. That's why in the Carl Urban version, guess what? Dude never took off his fucking mask. Because that's a part of the character. Forgot the algorithm to solve your Rubik's Cube. Speaking of that, I got sent a picture, and I don't know if I've already mentioned it on stream. Somebody is selling a Rubik's Cube that is Lego compatible, that you can replace the tiles with whatever you want. I'm gonna get it, because I don't know shit about Rubik's Cubes. But it'd be tight to have a Rubik's Cube that's put together with Lego tiles. Well, it's not put together with Lego tiles. It just has Lego tiles instead of the normal colors. That was wrong. That was wrong. Oh boy. We're now at that point where it's just gonna have to be. Oh. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? It'll be great to watch you try and solve a Rubik's Cube while pricking your edge, sharp Lego edges. Well, that's the beauty. If I remember my algorithms, I could teach you how to solve one. Well, thank you, Squirrel. I might be actually taking you up on that. But what's cool is because you just put Lego tiles on them, I can just get a brick separator, pop all of them off, and then solve it. I can just cheat if I want to. Because I am I am going in with a rigged Rubik's Cube. I'm not positive, Squirtle, but I think if we joined a team game, it's more likely that we'll end up on a team at the same time, especially if we start it at the same time. But I don't know if you're still playing. Yep, this is one of those games where it doesn't matter. Look at that. Look at it. What the hell? That's a good reasoning. I'm still playing. I just got distracted by my unsolved Rubik's Cube in my room. Yeah, I'm out of that one quick. That one was just me getting screwed. Who cares, man? Who cares? What did everyone do over Easter then? I watched 4 films. 4. None of them related to the resurrection of Jesus. And none of them really were related to each other in any major way. I don't remember the 4th one. I remember the first 3. Look at me now. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. That's a bummer. I like that movie. Mostly because I like the subject material. Got 20 bucks at an Easter egg hunt. That's not bad. That's money. That's money right there. Wow, this is another one too. What the hell, man? What did I do to everybody today before I started playing? Who did I insult? All just Marvel fans and Star Wars fans just being like, fuck you. I believe you took this long to see Coraline. That's a remarkable film. It is. It's pretty great. That is one of those movies where I will say to someone, they'll be like, oh, that's like Coraline. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen Coraline. And they kind of are shocked. much like you were, Felix. It was one of those movies I just hadn't seen. And then when I finally got around to seeing that bad boy, I was like, hot damn, this is pretty dope. It's a kid's horror movie. We need more of those. We need to get more kids scared. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope to see a movie that's 100% for children, but also scary-ish. It's not like it's not like Halloween scary, but it's still pretty dope. I watched The Town mostly because anytime I heard anything about that movie, people just made fun of the accents. Because that movie is very Boston. And then I watched Confessions of a Dangerous Mind because I actually went down a Chuck Barris hole, which that movie is based on his unauthorized biography. And Chuck Barris, if you don't know, he created the dating game, and the Newlywed Game, and a game show called The Gong Show, which is hilarious and one of the funniest and coolest ideas I think ever. And then he left the business, retired, and then wrote a biography where he claimed he was working for the CIA and murdered over 30 people. And I was like, what? And that's what the movie is about. It's a movie based on his unauthorized autobiography, and it is pretty awesome. Yeah, the team battle's pretty cool. I just hate it. I just hate when I'm in one of those and then it feels like I'm either carrying the team or that seems mean. I don't know, there's just something about the team mode where it's like the win doesn't feel like it's mine. Like, oh, it's ours. And it's like, for all I know, I'm on a team of ringers. Or every other team is made up of like, trash. Like, I don't know. Well, that's the beauty of it. Like, I guess this movie, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, like, it took forever to make because there was constant back and forth between people who wanted to make it and Chuck Barris, the guy who wrote it, and who it is about. Because people were like, okay, funny sense of humor, and he's like, it's real. And they're like, okay, but it isn't. Like, you were not killing people in between making game shows in the 70s and 60s. He's like, no, I was killing people in countries all over the world. It's just crazy. It's one of those things where it's like, if you believe him, you have to believe that the world is like a cartoon land. But if you don't believe him, you're like, oh, then this man is legitimately insane. And that's just fun. Which is fictional about actually a badass spy and then have someone adapt it. Have you ever seen the Aristocats? I have seen the Aristocats. That was one of my favorite movies when I was a youngin', because we had that one on VHS and I really liked it for some reason, which is odd because I was allergic to cats. And nowadays, when you watch it, apparently there's some racist shit in that. I haven't seen it in quite some time, and I think it's not on the Disney Plus because of the racism, but it's no Lion King. Yeah, I haven't watched any. Like, I have access to Disney Plus, and I haven't watched any of those classic films. Almost just kind of like I know they're there now. Like, there was always that threat of the Disney Vault back when we did physical media, where it's like, it's gonna go back in the Disney Vault, you're not gonna see it for another 5 years. And now it's just like, I know it's there. I know it's not gonna go anywhere. They're not gonna get rid of it all of a sudden. But what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? And I got something out of that shit. Favorite things about Disney Plus. Oh, there's way more in there than that. I'll have to wait till the game's over to go over it. I think if I read correctly, Felix gave the 411 on what was racist about the aristocrats, not the aristocrats. What's ironic about the Disney Plus subscription is I was excited about getting access to the Disney Channel original movies I liked as a youngster. Most of them are horrible and are not good movies. But I was like, you don't have access to them anywhere. Like, they didn't make like a lot of physical copies of those movies, and you couldn't really get them. So I was like, oh shoot. When Disney Plus was like, we're gonna have all that, I was like, oh hot damn, that's the ticket. So if you were to look at like what I watched and what I watched multiple times, you'd be like, oh, so you like garbage. And it was like, well, I watched the classic Disney stuff on repeat back in the day like everybody else. But they didn't have these anywhere but on the TV whenever they decided to play them. So to see them now just on demand is like, hot damn. But, I mean, watching them, you realize pretty quickly how terrible they all are. Like Johnny Tsunami, Brink, Smart House, Phantom of the Megaplex, Halloween Town, like a Luck of the Irish, which is I think I did do a review of that one because there's some weird stuff going on in that movie that I don't think they intended, but I picked up on it. Oh my gosh, what the oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm out of this one just because of really bad drops out of nowhere. Yep, we're done. Same thing as Lady and the Tramp. There's a Siamese cat with stereotypical Asian accent who at one point wears a symbol on his head. Of course, that was just considered comedy. That's when you mentioned favorite films are Treasure Planet, Lion King, and I need to rewatch Treasure Planet. Well, no, I did. About like 10 years ago. It was all right. Anyone claims they didn't consume garbage media as a kid was lying or Amish. I remember I was talking to one of my old pals about Disney movies, and they didn't know what The Rescuers were. Rescuers were dope. Rescuers were the shit. And Rescuers Down Under. Both of them. I'll watch both of them shits. Why did I go to the main menu? I didn't want to do that. But yeah, if you looked at my playlist, I've played only 2 movies twice. 3 times, I think. Wait. I think I rewatched Meet the Deedles 3 times, and I reviewed it because Meet the Deedles is a train wreck of a awful movie. So bad. But it's one of those awful movies where I can't help but watch it with just a giant smile on my face. and I made my homies watch it on my birthday. And they hated it. They hated me so much. It's such a bad movie. Oh man. But, you know, sometimes I pick movies people hate. Oh, Meet the Deedles. Meet the Deedles was one of those movies that Disney thought was going to be something, and I think they were trying to capitalize on, like, surfer culture and ska music, and it didn't capitalize on anything. It was just bad. I loved it, only because I think they played it on Disney Channel like 1,000 times a day, because it wasn't going to make any money in physical sales. Ugh. But then I also watched Brink twice, which I still maintain that I think Brink is a good Disney Channel original movie. Do I think it's a good movie? You know, maybe not. Is it a good Disney Channel original movie? Yeah, it's probably the best Disney Channel original movie. I know that people will disagree, and those people are wrong. They'll say Halloween Town. Incorrect. They'll say that movie Zombies or was it Villains or whatever. No. High School Musical. Because High School Musical is technically a Disney Channel original movie. Incorrect. It is not better than Brink. Brink rules. Rules so hard. I don't care. I will go down. I will say it until I die. Brink is the best Disney Channel original movie. There are no other possible holders of that crown. The only one that's close is like Smart House, because it's basically a dark Black Mirror episode from decades before Black Mirror was a thing. Is that one about skaters or something? No. It's about soul skating. It's about skating because you love skating. Felix, it's about being a soul skater and not skating for the money, man. So it's about people who skate but are super annoying about it. Well, Felix, kind of. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I just remembered that The Color of Friendship was a Disney Channel original movie. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to watch that movie. It's probably really cringy now. Cringe-worthy goodness. Because that was their take on racism. Disney Channel takes on racism in the it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. They're like, don't worry, kids. We got it covered. Here's the film, The Color of Friendship. And I think it won some awards, and it was like... oh my gosh. Fucking The Color of Friendship. And Brink is better than that, okay? Hands down. Holy shit. I don't know. I maybe... If only you could stream that malarkey. It's a... Because, Felix, I don't know if you know what The Color of Friendship is. It is about two girls, one from South Africa, who is Caucasian. You lasted longer than me? Haha. Happens. It happens. Sometimes, you know, the blocks are just not going to go your way. The Color of Friendship was about a girl from South Africa who's Caucasian and a girl from America who is African American. And the African American girl is going to host the Caucasian girl from South Africa, and is so excited because they assume that the other will be just like them. And then when the girl from South Africa shows up and she is white, well, there's tension. And it covers the racial issues of South Africa and the racial issues of preteen girls in Disney Channel's The Color of Friendship. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're taking a photo of it? Well, you know. I'm glad you have outlasted me in the game of Tetris. It means that, you know, it's... I remember it being very awkward, but I was a child at the time, and I haven't rewatched it since. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, because I forgot about it. And also, I don't even know if they have it on their streaming platform. That seems like something they don't want to touch again. But it also... I'm sure it didn't get too... I'm sure it didn't get too intense because it was Disney Channel. I doubt they were dropping any real crazy intense stuff. That's right, Squirtle. You may be carrying your soccer team, but the real growth I see in you is your Tetris skills. I'm sure. I did not even realize that. Damn, I want to watch this movie now. You know what? I'm sure the trailer has to be on YouTube. We'll watch the trailer if I can find it, and I'll just take the warning. I'm sure it'll DCA me because Disney's like, excuse me. Did you play a trailer on your stream? We're losing money because of that. Fucking how? You know why you're losing money? Because everything costs too much. The Color of Friendship. It was a Disney Channel original movie. And it won some awards. I remember that. They were like, oh my gosh, it's an award-winning film. And I'm like, what awards? Say the awards specifically, please. The Color of Friendship. Because guess what? As you can imagine, they become best friends by the end of the film. And they let go of their differences. Because it's a Disney movie and not a rated R Oscar-winning feature. And now I'm literally gonna look up if it's on Disney Plus because I'm so curious. And if that bitch is under if that shit's under a hour and a half, because I think Disney Channel original movies were probably never 90 minutes long, I'm gonna watch it. Put it through the Discord, sure. Put it in the movie Discord, film and TV. And I'll play it after this game, which might be ending soon. It is on Disney Plus? Fuck yeah, dude. I'm definitely watching that shit. No! Oh, yeah, it's over. It's over. That's awesome. Hold on, let's cut to this. Let's move some things around here. Oh, my shirt is kind of getting a little see-through. It's a little more green. You outlasted me by like 3 people. Hot damn.
Ever meet someone so different?
Oh shit.
Ever meet someone?
Here it is. Here it is. Color of Friendship Disney Channel original movie promo. Alright, hold on. Everybody, hold on! Everybody, hold on for a second here. Okay. Coming on stream with a see-through shirt trying to get those thirsty subs. Yeah, I doubt it, but... Alright. Let's... Nope. There we go. Alright. Let's watch this.
Ever meet someone so different from you, you couldn't imagine ever being friends?
Maribach. Yes. The exchange student from Dundee, South Africa. You're the family.
Disney Channel presents a story about 2 kids from 2 different worlds who beat the odds.
Do you have any black friends at home, Mari?
They formed a friendship
I'm glad I stayed.
until prejudice threatened to tear them apart.
Pack your things. You won't be coming back.
Watch The Color of Friendship, Disney Channel's Emmy Award-winning original movie, Monday at 8,
It won an
7 Central.
Emmy. Oh my Lord in heaven. Oh man. I'm watching that shit. How long is it? Hold on. I doubt I'm logged in here. Nope, I'm not. And I don't want to even look for the login information. Out later. An hour and 23 minutes. Might be watching that before bed tonight. The Color of Friendship. The Emmy Award-winning film from Disney. Did you? I'm sold. I'm watching it too. Did you hear the accents, Felix? Oh wow. My shirt has been kind of see-through this whole time. Didn't even know. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I imagine, because I doubt that there was a dialect coach on that set, and she didn't really say enough for me to determine how good her accent was. But it is going to be very funny just imagining you watching going, bitch, that's not how we sound. Can't believe that won an Emmy and Brink didn't. Get your shit together, Emmys. Award Brink with an honorary Emmy this many years later. Eric Von Denton deserves it. I remembered my algorithm. You're allowed to talk shit about it though. Just like I'm allowed to talk shit about people that do the quote unquote California accent. And it's like, you just sound stupid. And that's rude. Bro, braj. The Emmys failed to recognize. We do. California does have an accent. It's an accent of no accent, which many believe was adapted from the days of Hollywood, because they wanted to get accents out of the movie, so it seemed like the person could be from anywhere. Also, I'm pretty sure that's made up. But Californians have an accent. We definitely do, and I noticed it when going to New York, because they certainly have an accent, and they pick up on yours quick. What's the California accent? Well, it depends. It's less of an accent and more of a rhythm of speech. Like, so the sound itself is not what is the accent. Because I did watch a comedian kind of break it down. And California doesn't have an accent really until you start listening to people from like other places speak, and you just realize how Californians break down words is very different. An extra spin. I gave that an extra spin for no reason, and now I'm gonna die. Balls. And I took a picture, because why not? Took a picture of failure. But California has, you know, the like totally. So there's a couple of different California accents, but more of the rhythm of the speech, which is more indicative of California. Because I remember going to New York and, like, it's like they don't even have time to say words. For the vocal fry. Is a California thing? I guess. But I going to New York, I noticed, like, they just don't even they don't have time for you to get words out. Because, you know, when California, everything is very much a, how are you doing, man? What's going on? And in New York, they have their accent, but also it's like the speed and the pecking of the words. What are you doing? Where are you going? Hurry up. I don't got time. I don't have time for this. Kind of. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. The comedian that I'm referring to also said that Californians overpronounce words, where they take the time to get to every syllable and make sure it's said correctly. Can't tell the difference between New York and Boston. Boston is pretty intense. If you want to understand the Boston accent, just watch the movie The Town, because it is nothing but Boston all over that bad boy. And who jinkies, a whole lot of Boston up in that bay. Almost too much Boston. I've put out a lot of random lines in places, and I haven't gotten shit for it. That's pretty annoying. I do enunciate quite a bit. I've heard that is Californian. Because a lot of accents is like just the dropping of certain sounds, which I've heard is kind of from like the different... the mixture of the nationality, not the nationality, the original language from certain communities that came to America, mixing in with like getting better at English and blah 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 blah. But California kind of has this. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I'm just sucking now. Enunciate a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's some would say that is very, very California, because they will even mention the fact that California, like, if your accent makes you speak clear, that's a good thing, I'd say. Well, that's why, like, I think it's why Californians. It's always by a few, isn't it, Squirrel? It's always by just a few that you pass me. I'm off my game. What can I say? I'm losing it. I'm losing the skills. I'm losing the mojo. Might be time to retire. Might be time to get out of this Tetris game. But yeah, I've noticed that with, I think Californians especially, when you like I can say it for myself, when I am listening to someone with any accent speak English, there's always something that I'm going to get tripped up on, because I'm so used to hearing every part of the word, and in many accents they're just dropping parts of it. Unless, of course, and this isn't to be, it might, because I grew up around a lot of Hispanic people in California and Southern California, like, that accent is kind of easier for me to understand because I've been around it more often. But if you drop me in like somebody from Wisconsin, it's like, what the fuck are you even saying? You're not even saying words. Boston can get that way. New York can get that way. The South keeps it pretty, if it's like a mellow Southern where they're kind of slow, then you can pick up everything. But if they're like a fast Southern and it's really, really intense, like maybe like a mixture of French in like Louisiana, it's like, I can say, I can't say my, so when I say thank you, it's tank you. That was awesome. It sounds like you're gonna tank me for a raid. Hey, I'll tank you. It just sounds like you're being helpful. I also I think, and it's not in any way to assume that I'm succeeding, because I'm clearly not. I've been doing it for years, and it's made zero money and only cost money, but it's been very fun. Because I've been podcasting for quite a while, It's more of a lisp than an accent, though. I think when you have a podcast and then you edit that podcast, you subconsciously even make subtle changes to the way you speak to make it so that like you're more understood. Because you've listened to yourself for hours, so you start to realize like, oh, I do hit that a little too hard, or I do say this kind of weird on occasion. I should fix that. So that might be why I tend to over enunciate and sometimes get into a game show voice. This Tetris 99 is brought to you by PetSmart. I feel like I can mostly understand the Hispanic accent because it's in so much TV. And I may be wrong, and if any older friend were to come out of the woodwork and challenge it, I wouldn't debate him. But I do think that I always tried to be kind of clear spoken. I didn't like speaking in front of large crews or large groups of people, and I wasn't a very social person, but when I do speak, I like to be clear, you know, I like to be concise. I like for people to understand what I'm saying. Germany crumbs. It's going fast. Well, as we wrap up, I think this will be the last game. Thanks to everybody who's been hanging out. It's been a fun stream. Glad you can come by. I'm glad Squirtle could kick my ass a couple times. I hope to catch you on Sunday. Probably be playing Prey again. And Monday, watching another public domain film. And, you know, chatting it up. This last one that we watched on Monday was kind of an interesting one. Left room for a lot of discussion about what makes a person a despicable monster. Because, hot damn, I was thinking about that movie into the next day. I'm just like, what in the H are you talking about, man? How was this okay? And it's because films were different. The whole culture was so different. I feel like when you hang around people, you begin to pronounce things differently. Up habits from them. For sure. I mean, that's kind of explains accents in general. Like, you know, people around the same areas, they pick up on the same manner of speaking, kind of based on where they're from, mixed with them learning a shared language. So, I'm sure I sounded a lot different when I was hanging out in the mean streets of Downey, California. And now I speak very, very differently. But I don't know. There's something funny about, at least to me, about the words coming out correctly. That's why I always get kind of bummed out when the joke doesn't work, because I screwed it up. But when the joke doesn't come out of the mouth correctly, is to me, it being clear is half of the humor. You saw my review of Abraxas, and I think you have the bring up the check eating joke. Good to see you gave a shout out to the check eating joke. Well, that was like one good thing about that movie. There's a very, very small list of good things. Anyway, thank you, Squirrel. Thank you, Felix, and past tense who may already be gone. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Anybody who was lurking, I appreciate it. Hope to catch you Saturday. And by Saturday, I mean Sunday, because I won't be streaming on Saturday that I know of. Hopefully I'll catch you on Sunday morning for Church Has Glasses. Will be Prey, which I'm starting to get into, even though we haven't been playing it consistently. And then, of course, a movie Monday night. I will hopefully catch you guys then. Have a good rest of your evening. Get some good sleep. Watch The Color of Friendship. Question your biases about people of different races using Disney Channel original movie production. And have yourself a good one. Peace.